Hey guys, it's your boy, Brad here, bringing you another awesome video! Hey guys, your boy, Brad bringing another awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Code format video. This time, guys, we got a pretty awesome deck here. We got one on Furin Kazen, but the deck's not named after it. It's named after the Mrs. Elemental Mistress Doriado. There we go. We'll call it Dorito. And so this card right here doesn't have a very good of effect. So it can only be ritual summon, obviously. And the attribute of this card is also treated as Earth, Wind, Fire, and Earth. Wind, Water, Fire, and Earth. Sorry. Well, on the face up on the field. Okay, and you're thinking, what the hell does that do? All right, well, there's one thing it does do. It synergizes with this card. Oh yeah. So when you have those four attributes on the field, you can apply one of these insane effects. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Doesn't target, by the way. What the fuck? Destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. Doesn't matter if they're just a Heartbeat Spell or Duster. Insane. Discard 2 random cards from their hand, or draw 2 cards. So what the fuck? So it's either a +1, a +1, or a +3, or whatever with the monsters or set cards in the field. Insane. You might be thinking, it has one weakness, is that it relies on a ritual monster, right? I mean, if you can get this turn 1, crazy, right? So that's why we're playing 3 of this crappy card. It's only going to synergize with her, but we got so much things to search her and the spell. That's why that's why we're running Sonic Bird over the Senju. Because we're only gonna run 2 of the spell because you don't want to brick on the spell. The spell you brick on more than the monster. Monster you can throw in the grave or whatever, right? The spell would just do nothing. So that's why we're running the Sonic Bird instead of that. Search out, because you're less likely to draw into the spell than her, for example. So, yeah. So we're playing. That's what we got the ratio of that there. But yeah. So the main idea of this deck is to to control your opponent by. Ideally, you want to discard cards from their hand, especially if you get it going first. Of course, it depends on where the game state is. But yeah, and that's why we got the 2 Solemn Judgment there, because if you get this Solemn Judgment in the same turn, right? Like that resolves, whose King Zane Ren resolves in the same turn as Solemn Judgment, and you have Solemn Judgment set at the same time that resolves, then insane. Because no matter what, it's going to resolve, your opponent's going to lose 2 more cards, and you'll be ahead in advantage for 1. And because I guess you won't be ahead in advantage because you'll be losing advantage, but like, I don't know, like if you hit good enough cards, you'll be ahead out of their hand, or you can draw to be ahead in advantage that way. Or would you be ahead in advantage because you're getting? Yeah, I guess you would be ahead because she's level 3, right? So yeah, you would be ahead in advantage. And that's why we got like Thunder Dragon there, just to be the easy tribute fodder for her. And obviously these guys do, help you get that. And then we got a couple cards like Back to Square One and Phoenix Wind Blast to just slow your opponent down. And that's why we're not playing main decking Raigeki Break, because we want to have these as in the main. They want to slow our opponent down. So that way, just say for example, I like running this one too, because just say for example we go second and we don't take advantage of her, or we do take advantage of her, making them discard some cards, destroy everything in the field, or radiously reply, do any of the effects. We can then activate this after using Furin King Zen, and activate Back to Square One after that to slow my opponent right down. So for example, all they have is a set monster or just a bluff set, and then I discard 2 cards, then they can't do anything. Same with the Wind Blast. That's why we want to be running these, because it's just slowing your opponent down. I feel like maybe we should be playing more Wind Blast in this deck. But I don't know. I kind of like Turbo Throwing with a Jar of Greed too at the same time, right? Because it has more use than the Wind Blast is the thing. But like if you do have that situation where you get the Wind Blast or the Square One, and it works to your advantage, it's insane. Because then you slow your opponent right down. They can't do anything. You're ahead in advantage because of this card right here, right? So that's kind of the idea of the deck, is to be ahead of your opponent by 1 turn, and control them at the same time with your Solemn Judgment and the like, right? So then we'll go with, and we also got like BLS in here because we are using Tsukiyomi to flip up our Manju. This card, yep, we're gonna flip summon. So like flip up our Ritual Searchers as well, and also being a dark, and also to flip down your Dekoichi and whatever other cards that it can just be good for. So we'll do the card by card though now, guys. So we got the 1 BLS, of course, because we have a decent amount of darks in here. There's not a ton. There's about 3 darks in here. It's not the most darks in the world, but you know what? It's some darks. The main deck profile that's on dueling on GoFormat.com recommends to run 2 Chaos Dork as well. I don't like it myself because you're relying heavily on trap cards and you're relying too heavily on controlling the game. Where I feel like you want to just get to this crappy card as quickly as possible myself. Anyways, Breaker the Magical Warrior, of course. You're dark, and just a good card. DD Warrior Lady, just another good light. Dekoichi, of course, draw a little bit faster and draws you more cards, whatever. And it's dark, is what I meant to say. Your 3 Maju, of course. You always want to play 3 of this in pretty much any ritual deck in Gold format. The one Sangan, obviously. The Sonic Bird, like I said, we're playing Sonic Bird over the Senju because we only running 2 of the spell because the spell cards are usually less useful. So in this case, we're going to use the Sonic Bird. Normally, you'd want to use the Maju. But because of the fact we only run 2 spell and we want to get to it as quickly as possible, it's better to run this and not run 3 of these because you don't want to break on these. 3 Thunder Dragon Thin of the deck, good for ritual decks in general. The 1 Tribe because you need it. And then the Tsukiyomi as well as the 3 Doriado misses. And we're going to do the spells now. We got 1 back to square 1, of course. We got Delinquent Duo, the Trinity, obviously. And then we got 2 of the ritual spell for her. 3 Giant True Age, just get things out of the way. Also works with the Fu King Zane Ring, doesn't destroy it. So you can just reset it if need be. Here's a Chariot, of course, Heavy Storm, of course, 2 Noblemen, obviously, Pot of Greed, Snatch Steel, then Furin Kazin, of course, the classic card that works with this strategy, the 2 Jar Greed, the Mirror Force, Phoenix Wind Blast, like I said, Ring of Destruction, and 2 Solemn Dungeon to slow the game down, rather control the game. And then for the side, we got the 2 Berserk Gorilla for when you're playing against a deck you just want to beat quickly, because this deck doesn't really deal damage very quickly. The 2 Karibo, because again, you don't deal damage very quickly. You're very prone to decks that can just kill you out of nowhere. The 2 Kaiku for your Chaos. This Mystic Swordsman, obviously. 2 Zambrira, 2 Minecon, 2 Mystic Walk, and 2 Regeki Breaks. And you are playing, I like it for going first. Since you're playing a ritual deck, you're going to have a lot of advantage since the ritual cards all replace themselves. And yeah, that's the deck there, guys. Be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you think of it. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Brud, signing out.